Hello, my name is Stephen Gillard, and I am the writer and director of Umbra Eius Ignis. So the inspiration for Umbra really came from three strands. One, during lockdown, a friend of mine and myself, we set each other the challenge of writing short scripts, and one of the themes we chose was Romans. Fortunately, in the second strand, I'd recently watched a documentary about Pompeii, and I'd been very much struck by how the shadows in the stones at Pompeii had reminded me of what might have happened. And the camera, as it tracked across, showed this image of these people, and I thought it looked so much like one person shielding another. I wondered, who were those people? How did they get there? What were their lives before the volcano, before Vesuvius exploded? Why didn't they escape? What had stopped them? So how did they end up there? And then the third strand, I suppose, was really this concept of why, when we're dealing with historical epics, romantic epics, is it so rare to see a same-sex couple take the lead in these stories? Why is it nearly always male to female? We wanted to explore why those two people could have ended up in that situation, why that particular shadow in the stone might have been two women in this case, and the love they bore for each other, and to try and show that kind of romantic epic in this film. So the major challenges we faced, I suppose, were one, and I suspect this will be common for a lot of people, how do you go about making a film at all, given the current climate with the pandemic? It was difficult. We sort of got around it very much by shooting an extremely small cast, making sure we never had more than two people on screen at any one time, and doing as much shooting as we possibly could outside. It took a lot of planning, and contacting various people to make sure that we were safe to shoot where we were. Fortunately, groups like Activities Away, who were responsible for the lake, were extremely welcoming and made sure that we were doing everything safely. Then I'd say the next major challenge would be, how do you recreate the fall of Pompeii AD79 on a budget of £150 in a small city in the East Midlands of England? Answer is, I suppose, you can't. So obviously you'd love to go out and have massive crowd scenes, show Vesuvius in all its glory, but what we did to try and get around that was to really focus in on who are the characters, what's their impetus, where are they coming from, where are they going, really focusing it into just a small human story, and trying to backdrop it against the fall of this city in that time period. And the third, I suppose, major challenge we faced was, how do you do that with a mobile phone? I mean, we shot the whole thing just on a mobile phone with one borrowed LED light board, and a director / writer / whatever who had never shot a film ever. So very much trying to sort of making it up as I go along, trying things, seeing how things worked, working thankfully with 2, 3 or 4 very forgiving actors who were willing to sort of put themselves out there and have a go at stuff, particularly letting me learn as I went along. It was extremely rewarding in that sense, and I hope that comes across. So I think the goal within Umbra has always been to sort of show this as a sort of a proof of concept, to say, yeah, look, this is what we could do with a mobile phone and £150, and hopefully fire people's imagination enough to say, yeah, I'd like to see these characters, I'd like to see this story play out in a grander way, perhaps, to create a feature, to really sort of build this idea of the story that characters such as this could front a major film, perhaps. We always wanted it to be very much the start of the process, the start of the project. So the hope was always that this would never be the end of Umbra, but very much the beginning of the piece. So we hope very much that you enjoy the film, and thank you very much for watching. Thank you.